Welcome back. All right. Florida. Battle of Florida. I'm so happy we get the Battle of Ontario and the Battle of Florida. And I know there are those who don't like the playoff format and all this, but this is what the playoff format's created for. I guarantee there isn't a network that's saying, I'm really upset we're going to have the Battle of Ontario and the Battle of Florida in the first round. So, Tampa Bay, I'm wearing a Bolts jersey. I'm wearing the hat, which shows 2021 Stanley Cup champions. I like Tampa in this series, but just barely. This series is going to be close, dependent on Matthew Tkachuk. I think a lot of this is going to come down to if Matthew Tkachuk comes back and plays, what is his status? And it feels like these playoffs, and whether it's real or it's not, it just feels like with these playoffs, there are more teams dealing with injury issues right now than normal. And key, big injuries. So we'll see how it goes in this series. So Florida finishes 47-31-4 overall. They were 13-11-1 after Four Nations. That's a 540 points percentage. So some struggles there. Tampa, on the other hand, 47-27-8 overall after Four Nations, 16-7-4, a 667 points percentage. Tampa Bay playing really well and very nearly catching first in the division, but Toronto ends up winning it. And so we are bestowed with this series. Now, if you think that the regular season matters, and ultimately it really doesn't, but we can go over their matchups in the regular season because they were pretty even. December 22nd, a 4-2 win for Florida. December 23rd, Tampa Bay won 4-0. March 3rd, a 2-1 win for Florida. Very close game there. And April 15th, most recent matchup, a 5-1 win for the Lightning. So for Tampa Bay and Florida, these teams are close to one another. We know they don't like each other. This is just going to be the gift that keeps on giving. So looking at the leading scorers, and same setup as with the other videos I've done, Sam Reinhart, 79 games, 39 goals, 42 assists, 81 points. Reinhart got off to a ridiculous start to the season, didn't maintain it, and after Four Nations, 22 games, 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points. Reinhart needs to rediscover the early season Reinhart. Barkov, 67 games, 20 goals, 51 assists, 71 points. Since Four Nations, 20 games, 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points. Barkov needs to be healthy and needs to be Sasha Barkov, the beast at both ends of the ice. And then with Tkachuk, not having made an appearance since Four Nations, 52 games played during the regular season, 22 goals, 35 assists, 57 points. And no clue what we're going to get from him in the playoffs should he make the appearance. I know the plan is to have him in the lineup for Game 1. We'll see how it goes. Carter Verhaeghe, 81 games, 20 goals, 33 assists, 53 points. Bit of an up and down year for him since Four Nations, 24 games, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Goaltending is huge in this one, and I kind of like Vasilevsky for how well he's been playing, but Bobrovsky's been good too. Bobrovsky overall, 33-19-2, 906 save percentage. However, since Four Nations, 10-7 with a 914 save percentage. So the numbers are pretty strong on Bobrovsky's side. I would say in his favor, if it did favor him over Vasi, but it doesn't. So let's go over to the Tampa Bay side. Kucherov, your Art Ross Trophy winner, 78 games, 37 goals, 84 assists, 121 points. And the best passer in the game, the NHLPA says yes. Who might argue with the NHLPA? I will agree with them on that one. Since Four Nations, 26 games, 12 goals, 27 assists, 39 points. Brandon Hagel, one of those players who gets passes from Kucherov on occasion, 82 games, 35 goals, 55 assists, 90 points. Ridiculous season for Hagel. Since Four Nations, 27 games, 9 goals, 19 assists, 28 points. Braden Point continues to be very consistent. 77 games, 42 goals, 40 assists, 82 points. Since Four Nations, 27 games, 11 goals, 13 assists, 24 points. And Jake Gensel, who came in with the money that they otherwise would have spent on Stamkos, has shown he's worth the money. 80 games, 41 goals, 39 assists, 80 points. Since Four Nations, the consistency is ridiculous here. 26 games, 14 goals, 12 assists, 26 points. So exactly a point per game on the season and exactly a point per game since Four Nations. And on the goaltending side, Vasilevsky, 38-20-5 with a 921 save percentage. Since Four Nations, 13-5-2 with a 927 save percentage. And I think it's remarkable that for all the discussion of Connor Hellebuyck, and the Connor Hellebuyck discussion is absolutely 100% warranted, it's overshadowed Vasilevsky having a ridiculously good second half of the season. And if not for the play of Hellebuyck, maybe there'd be more attention to Vasilevsky and maybe he'd be seen by more as being one of the top 2, top 3 goaltenders in the league. But according to the players, when the NHLPA was polled, Vasilevsky's still the best goalie in the league. Now, team stats favor Tampa Bay both offensively and defensively. Goals per game, 3.56. Tampa's really going to want that attacking style of hockey to work for them. Florida's going to want to shut that down. They had an even 3 goals scored per game. Goals against per game, Tampa at 2.63 goals against per game. Florida 2.72. So close there, but a little bit of an edge for Tampa. Special teams, advantage Tampa. 25.9% versus 23.5% for Florida. And on the penalty kill, 81.6% for Tampa, 80.7% for Florida. Continuing a trend throughout these preview videos, these teams are good if they have a lead, because that's how it works. Leading after the first, Florida 25-4 on the season. Leading after 2, 32-4-1. On the Tampa side, if they lead after the first, they're 28-5-3 this year. Leading after the second, 38-1-2. So while it is the Battle of Florida, and I would not rule out a comeback, the numbers would tell you comeback's not all that likely. Hits per 60 minutes, Florida loves hitting. 29.51 hits per 60 minutes. That's almost Kiefer Sherwood levels. On the Tampa side, 17.43 hits per game. Blocked shots favors Tampa. I'm a bit surprised on this one. 14.22 blocked shots per game. Florida, while they hit a lot, they don't block a lot. 11.94 blocked shots per game. So the overall stats, I think, favor Tampa, while I understand that what happened during the regular season does not necessarily mean a lot when it comes to the postseason. And by the matchups between these teams, they were close. Now, looking at their playoff history and going back to 2019, apologies to Bolts fans, that's how far back I'm going in all these videos. Of course, 2019 is where Tampa loses in the first round against Columbus. And they put that on their back, and they carried it with them through 2020, where they won the Stanley Cup. The Panthers lost in the qualifying round against the Islanders. And I remember that series because I was pretty sure Florida should beat the Islanders in that series. Everything pointed to Florida. And when Florida lost, I remember thinking to myself, I don't know if Florida's ever going to have success in the playoffs. They did. Spoiler alert, they did. Not in 2021, though. Panthers lost against Tampa in the first round. That's the divisional setup with the 56-game schedule. And, of course, Tampa won their second cup in a row. Or for people who don't like Tampa, nothing happened that year. 2022, the Panthers lost in the second round against Tampa. So these teams have met each other a lot. I'm still not complaining that they're going to meet each other again. The Bolts lost in the final, of course, to Colorado in 2022. So that's 3 straight years in the Stanley Cup final for Tampa, which for non-Tampa fans didn't happen. 2023, the Panthers lost in the final against the Vegas Golden Knights. Tampa loses in the first round against Toronto before Toronto then loses to Florida in round 2. And this past year, of course, Florida wins the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay loses in the first round against Florida. So what happens this year? I think Tampa Bay reverses it, but I do think this series is going to be close. I'm rooting for the full 7 games. I want to see a lot of just... I don't know if I want it to get ugly physically, but I want to see some pushback from both teams and maybe a couple of punches thrown here and there, and I think we'll get that. So the schedule, this series starts on Tuesday. I cannot understand why a series starts that late, but hey, that's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's in Tampa. The Thursday game is in Tampa as well at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Then on Saturday, they play at 1 p.m. Eastern in Sunrise. So that game is a matinee game in Florida. And then the Monday game, they don't have a time posted for yet. I'm guessing it's because of the other games that are going on and which series might be potentially done at that stage, I guess, because this series does start later. Game 5 is Wednesday, April 30th in Tampa. If Game 6 is needed, it is on Friday, May the 2nd. Sunday, May the 4th in Tampa would be Game 7. And, of course, May the 4th is a Star Wars holiday, and yet for some reason the NHL is playing on it. But I guess since they're already playing on Easter Sunday anyways, you might as well take the May the 4th day too. But let me know your thoughts regarding this Battle of Florida. Who do you think's going to win and why? How excited are you for the Battle of Florida? I am very excited for the Battle of Florida. I think this is going to be a fun one. I do like Tampa Bay's chances a little bit more than Florida's. Florida's played a lot of hockey, but if you look back far enough, Tampa Bay's played a lot of hockey, just they got knocked out in the first round in back-to-back years. It feels like maybe they're due for another run. I don't really have a preference one way or the other, though. I think this is going to be great. Obviously, with Florida, you've also got the addition of Marchand. Well, Marchand helped to propel Florida. We shall see. It should be great. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.